SpongeBob was in the middle of making Krabby Patties when a health inspector suddenly kicked the door wide open. He pulled out a scanner and went over every single person inside the Krusty Krab. Finally, he delivered a terrifying conclusion. Someone in the restaurant was infected with a contagious virus. The inspector freaked out on the spot and immediately ordered a full lockdown of the Krusty Krab. Panic erupted instantly. Everyone was terrified of catching the virus. Squidward grabbed a brush and started scrubbing himself like crazy. Mrs. Puff swelled up in fear and sent Mr. Krabs flying out the door. Krabs quickly hid inside his office, too scared to come out. Patrick grew more and more aggressive. At that moment, Plankton climbed out of a soda cup, trying to sneak away unnoticed because of his tiny size. The next second,
Breach contained! Good work!
Krabs declared he had a solution. He ripped open his shirt dramatically, showing off his big idea. The plan was simple. Find the infected person and lock them in the freezer. As long as the carrier was isolated, the rest would be safe. Krabs puffed up with pride, feeling like a genius. He began inspecting everyone one by one. A nervous Squidward accidentally knocked over a pepper shaker, sprinkling it all over SpongeBob's nose. SpongeBob sneezed. Everyone screamed in horror, immediately assuming he was the infected one. Not wanting to endanger his friends, SpongeBob locked himself inside the freezer. Mrs. Puff imagined him suffering inside, but in reality, SpongeBob was skiing around and stuffing his face with ice cream. Patrick spotted him enjoying the ice cream and got insanely jealous, so he pretended to be infected too and got himself locked inside the freezer as well. The two of them started an ice cream fight. Back in the restaurant, only 4 people remained. Suspicion began to spread like wildfire. Squidward scratched his skin for a moment, and they instantly accused him of having the flu. Into the freezer he went. That made the remaining 3 even more paranoid. When Mrs. Puff let out a yawn, Krabs threw her in too. By now, Krabs had gone completely off the rails. Even when his daughter Pearl simply handed back some money, he accused her of being infected and tossed her into the freezer as well. That's when everyone suddenly realized none of them were actually sick. The real infected one was Krabs himself. They decided to take him down. Bursting out of the freezer, they scared Krabs so badly he dove into a sewer drain under a table. In retaliation, Patrick shoved Squidward down the drain after him, but Krabs shot back out. Fighting mad, Patrick attacked with his tongue, but Krabs dodged easily and countered. The scene spiraled into total chaos. More and more people got covered in slime. After a wild all-out brawl, Mrs. Puff finally managed to trap Krabs inside a trash can. The battle dragged on into the night. By the next morning, the health inspector returned and stepped inside. Seeing the mess, he felt a pang of guilt. It turned out he had held his scanner upside down yesterday. No one had been infected at all, but it was too late. Squidward's tentacles were now full of pus. SpongeBob looked scarier than ever. Mrs. Puff's whole body was inflamed. Patrick had developed bronchitis. Pearl's nose was swollen and dripping with infection. And Mr. Krabs was in the worst shape. His entire body was rotting. In the end, the inspector had no choice but to place the Krusty Krab under permanent quarantine.